Hi, everybody. My name is Arby,
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Mike.
and this is Barstool Brainstorming. Now, I'm going to give you an intro to what we're doing here. If you're from the future, right now, as we're recording this, we're in the midst of a pandemic. And there used to be this thing called going out and hanging out with the boys or girls, and that doesn't happen anymore. So we made this podcast because we want you guys to hang out with us just like you used to do in the good old days. This is not going to be something where we're trying to put our thoughts into your mind, and it's not going to be something in which you're going to learn a ton from. We just want to hang out with you. We're not here to teach you. We're not your daddy. We're not your teacher, right? We're not LSV. It's a magic themed podcast, but we're going to have a little focus on some beer because we like to share. We like to share what we're drinking just as you would with your friends. And we're going to have a little bit of variety topics, near the end, maybe playing some games with each other or talking about other things than magic. So without further ado, guys, what are you drinking?
All right. Well, I am drinking classic kind of innocent gun, but we always have to spice it up a little bit. So this is a mango IPA.
There we go.
So I'm gonna give that a go. I mean, I'll probably rip through this, and then I have on deck a banana bread beer. So
Wow, so
well,
you
from
like
Eagle Brewery. So
you like the fruits in your beer.
it's awfully early to be drinking, so I feel like
Yes,
I
it
need
is.
to justify that with a bit of a fruity beverage.
Mike, aren't
So,
you
yeah.
a Russian telling us it's too early to start drinking?
Man, you gotta take a break sometime.
Hey man, if you like fruits, man, go for it, buddy.
Hey.
So I'm actually gonna recommend Mill Street Organic. I'm gonna start with this. The reason is because I feel like a lot of people when they hang out, they try a little bit too hard. Like, oh yeah, I'm drinking this kind of craft beer that you never heard of, right? If you don't know what to drink, just order Mill Street Organic. Nobody's gonna judge you. Everybody loves Mill Street. And then as a backup, I got my side girl right here, an Amsterdam Blonde.
Hey.
If you're having trouble reading it because it's backwards, then look in a mirror. I don't know what you can do.
It's
about
also very shiny.
Yeah, I think they believe you when you say it's blonde. Yeah.
that. Mike, are you drinking anything?
Not today, no.
Oh
I
my
actually drank everything yesterday, and now I'm out. So
Yeah. See
Yeah,
that's one
usually-
thing you can learn from us though. If you drink too much, you run out of alcohol.
Correct.
That's actually funny because yesterday I did LCBO run. I was like, oh, I better go buy some stuff for today. And then yesterday I drank almost all of it. That's all. These are the last two I have left. And I was like, I can't touch these ones because I need something for tomorrow.
After this, everybody's gonna be
So
on
there was a
phones.
close call. But had a little fire with the roommates and just kept cracking them.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's how you do. All right, boys.
Right now.
Well, when I say boys, I mean Jeff. Let's crack it open, buddy.
All right, man. So disappointed in
Rip.
Mike.
Rip.
Mm-mm-mm.
That doesn't taste like mango at all. Oh, it does in the end. All right. There's an aftertaste. All right.
Just
All right.
in the end.
I guess I just want to introduce everybody when I started playing Magic. I've been playing since Kamigawa. Like Mirrodin Kamigawa. It's a long time, man. It's a
Magic
long
Dad.
time. Yeah, I guess I'm the Magic Dad of this podcast.
Mhm.
And I've been playing kind of on various levels of seriousness. Sometimes I try really hard. Sometimes I'd be like, yeah, I want to play mono white in standard because I'm dumb. But yeah, that's kind of when I started, and I've been kind of playing steadily. Of course, you take breaks. That's kind of how Magic works. But yeah, that's my beginning.
Mike, you got something?
And I guess I'll go with myself. Well, for my case, I started playing 8, 9 years ago now. Jesus Christ, it's been a long time.
Magic Uncle, Magic Uncle.
Yeah, it's like, wow, you don't realize how fast it goes because you don't think you're playing this much. But yeah, basically I started playing in college, and I'm one of those people who plays the creature decks pretty much exclusively. I will refuse to play spell decks. I will just build a creature deck that is worse and try to make it work.
Well, lucky for you, they keep printing creatures, so
Yes, exactly.
Right now, they're really trying to push it. Too bad they're crappy, mutate-y crap
Yeah.
creatures. But they're cool. They look cool.
hey, don't
It's
knock the
cool, but
mutate.
it's,
Oh,
it's fun.
man. I mean, it's fun and limited. But for me, I started playing in like just
Original what?
crappy
Original what?
homebrews.
Your alcohol cut you off there.
Original Zendikar.
Mhm.
Um, But yeah, those Eldrazi's and stuff. So I used to play like a mono green ramp deck, which is totally not my personality now. Now I like to just play brews, like really off the beaten path type stuff. I love the creative aspect of Magic. I love to just I always tell people I like to build decks more than I like to actually play the game. So I like to try to, especially beating people with a crappy deck is the most satisfying feeling in the world.
It also hurts the most.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. And then it's fail safe because it's foolproof. I mean, it's if you lose, you're like, I was playing a crappy deck, and if you win, you're a god. You're like, oh yeah, I destroyed the tier 1 deck with my brew. Right? You can't lose. But yeah, and like I love like crappy, stupid mechanics. Like if you know a card called Sky Hussar. It's got forecast and yeah, but like you sort of stop on your own upkeep and like, oh okay, like what is he doing? He's not tapping mana. Like you're like revealing the Sky Hussar and tapping these creatures and drawing cards. And your opponent's like, what? I need to read this. Like, what does this do? And I love that. I love that part about Magic. And speaking of like weird sort of mechanics, obviously we were just hit with Companion recently, which is sort of a new mechanic which allows you to play cards from your sideboard. So they have a deck building restriction. For example, like Luris is one of the more popular ones, and your entire main deck has to have, oh gosh, I sound like a Yu-Gi-Oh player, main deck. People always criticize me when I say that. It's like, well, there's no, just your deck, not your main deck.
I mean, but it is the deck in which you made all your strategy, so I don't know what else to say.
That's what I'm saying. But all your permanents need to be 2 or less CMCs. It comes at a cost. But if you're at all up to date with Magic, they've really botched this mechanic. So it's unique, but they've really all the formats have been just playing these new cards, this new companion mechanic, and it's pretty much been taking over the game, calling all the formats Commander now.
Smacking everything around. I haven't seen a beating this bad since Oko.
Oh gosh, yeah, and it's hard. It's hard to judge though because, as they were getting released, I remember, oh, this card sucks. This is unplayable. This is like whatever. It's kind of cool. Like Yorion. Yorion was like, it got released, and I was like, this card sucks. Like you have to play 80 cards in your deck, and you just get a 5/4, and now it's broken. It's like played in Modern. It's played in like Pioneer. And people are just putting it like Standard everywhere, right? I think it's hard to sort of balance. Yeah.
Oh, you think everybody knew about Luris, Mike?
Come on. I looked at it and was like, wow, this is so strong.
Yeah. Luris was probably the only one that really concerned me, but I never thought it would be like such a wide variety
and go that far back, right?
Yeah, like there were decks, like control decks, that were playing the one that all of your creatures need to be elementals, cats, or whatever, and they just wouldn't play any creatures and just get a free 3/2.
All right.
Yeah, that thing. Yes, a control deck with a free 3/2.
Yeah,
why not?
Like
something to do,
right?
But it's got vigilance, not lifelink. But yeah, it's just like a body.
It's just a body. Yeah. I mean, I feel like Mike, you'd say that you called the shot because like that's the spike player in you. I know that you really enjoy Magic for the spikiness of it and doing good and stuff like that. For me, the thing I appreciate about Magic is like the design. Like I really like seeing cards that you like kind of, I get it. I get what's going on here. Like this is cool. This is fun, right? I think that's one of the aspects I really like more about Magic. Like one of my favorite cards is Jareth, Leonin Titan, and I mean, people probably don't even know what that card does.
Is it the one that's unblocked?
It's a cat. It can go into our companion cat deck.
Yeah, exactly.
Or it can like block as many as you want, or something.
Yeah, so basically they designed it so that it's like a 4/7 that when it blocks, it gets like +12, +11.
Yeah,
it gets, and then you can give it protection for 1 white mana, right? And I like it because it's telling a story. It's like, yeah, this is the unbeatable champion of the stadium that you cannot kill because he has protection and he's a giant cat and all this kind of stuff, right? And to bring that into what you're talking about, Jeff, like I feel like I like that they kind of made a mechanic like that, right? I like that they're like, oh, you know what, let's make a friend that you can bring into the game every game, like your companion, right? And he'll help you win and stuff. Like that seems like something cool, right? it's just Magic has shown us time and time again that when you try to make something based on flavor or a certain kind of story, it's different in the game. The way the old mechanic worked was that, yeah, you bring your friend in to help you, but what you're actually doing is you're getting a free card into play. Like what actually happens in the game is that it's not like, oh, here's my friend. No, it's like, here's a free card. Surprise.
Yeah,
right.
But I understand what you're saying, but also that's the whole like legendary creature sort of aspect of it, right? Like this is your legendary creature. He or she leads your charge, or they whatever lead your charge, right? Like for example, like Mike plays a ton of Death and Taxes, and when you think Death and Taxes, you automatically think Thalia, right?
Yeah,
like she is just like the champion of that deck, the companion of that deck.
Who
Obviously,
that girl?
yeah. So like I sort of get where
but
you're coming from, but yeah.
Yeah, so I think that Magic has shown us time and time again, like that kind of thing doesn't always translate very well. And what did they have to do? They just straight up changed the mechanic, right? Like they changed it from this to now you have to pay 3 mana, it goes to your hand, then you gotta cast it. Like it plays totally different now. I think it's kind of a makes sense kind of change, right? Like instead of just getting something for free, yeah, you gotta get your companion into the game, and then you gotta cast it to help you out, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, as Mike I'm sure will attest, it's not just a makes sense, it's like power level, right, Mike?
I mean, the card was just broken. 3 mana for a 3/2. Like I'm just talking about just Luris here.
Yeah.
Lifelink.
You don't need to have it in your hand. You could have wasted your whole hand by this point. And then you're just like, all right, I'll put this 3/2, and then I'll play a bobble, and then I'll crack this bobble, and I'll draw a card, and maybe I'll like just play everything that I've already wasted from my graveyard.
Yeah,
20 actions a turn.
What's crazy is that it just slotted into so many decks already. Like Modern Burn was just like, I already meet this restriction.
Exactly.
And having a 3/2 lifelinker helps me so much in the the mirror matches. And if you just for the small price of adding bobble, you have a draw engine all of a sudden. So yeah.
And it triggers your prowess, so you can just keep getting more prowess triggers.
It does it all. It's the slap chop. Yeah. It's the slap chop of
slap chop.
If you're in Legacy, for example, if you're a Delver player, you're telling me you can just keep replaying Delver every turn? All right.
Fun.
I don't need to protect it anymore. I just let it die.
Yeah. So I do. So one of the things I like about the new change that they made, because I was trying to like when they announced that there was just one of the
Jeffy boy.
Oh, sorry. So the whole internet thing. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
So there was like a dev or something that sort of leaked that they were going to make a companion change a little bit before the announcement. So I was trying to think about what could they do. Like maybe you have to exile a card from your hand to play it or something like that. But I like what they did with paying this 3 generic mana, because now generally it's going to split your companion up into 2 turns. So 1 turn, because it's sorcery speed, to put into your hand, and then another turn to play it, which I think is much more fair, and it gives your opponent a chance to interact with it in your hand. Yeah. So like if you're hellbent and they have like a Liliana in play, or they can deal with it, or they can hold their Thoughtseize because they know you're going to try to bring out your companion, and I think it just makes sense, this change.
Well, there's 2 changes. It's also once per game.
Oh, it's once per game. That's right.
Once per game.
Yeah.
Which means you can only use your companion technically from your sideboard once per game. Mm-hmm. So it's
right.
important, actually.
I mean, I guess that would be the power level change, right? I think that obviously this whole change reduces its power level a lot. Like I don't even know if we're gonna see it anymore. But yeah, I guess the once per game thing is pretty important, because like recursion and just getting to use these effects that they provide multiple times just like adds to the problem of having a free card as it was before, right?
Yeah. But honestly, I like that they're willing to push the envelope and try new things, and
I agree,
keep that excitement going. Like I think companions are super exciting. I think mutate is super cool, even if it's not the greatest. But obviously, that when the power level gets to that stage, you have to make a change. But I like that they're willing to try these really interesting concepts.
I mean, that's like what the game needs at the end of the day, right? As much as I would like to sit down in a tournament and know exactly what's on the other side of the table every time in a competitive sense, I think that the game also needs to be like wacky and crazy and try new things, right? And actually, when you try new things, you make mistakes, right? And then the mistakes, they help you teach. And what happens now is that I hope that WotC learned that things like this cannot be solved always post production or whatever, because what they literally did is changed a mechanic printed on cards, right? And they were so hesitant to do that before because it was printed on cards. And I guess now they saw this time as an opportunity where like Arena is the main way you play Magic. They saw it as an opportunity to be like, okay, let's errata all these cards that we just printed, right? But like I said, I hope this is going to teach them that that's pretty extreme. Like, they had to go pretty far, right? Magic as a whole is going to change a lot now because they did this.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think it was an easy decision for them to make, but what scares me the most is that this is sort of a hit on Paper Magic, and Paper Magic's already taking a big hit as it is with COVID. And I think I can speak for all of us. I mean, we really enjoy the game as it is, sitting across from somebody, meeting new people, and having that social interaction. I think that's a big part of the game for a lot of people. Like I've been playing a little bit of Arena, but I only play when I have on Discord, like drafting with you guys for fun. Otherwise, like I find myself trying to sit down by myself, and I just don't have that same magic, that same spark that I love about the game.
I'm pretty sure you even enjoy just shuffling cards in your hands more than just playing Arena.
Oh,
and I haven't done that in so long. I should just have the deck by my desk.
For me, like, Magic is a social experience mostly, right? Of course, everyone has the dream to be on the Pro Tour and stuff like that. It just takes a lot of work and sacrifice. And I think the beautiful part of Magic, in my eyes, is like just hanging out with your friends and cracking beers and talking shit about Magic. It's such a big part, right? And yeah, I think what this change means to me is that the social experience can really get hurt when you make changes that affect the physical part of Magic, right? Like that's I feel like now there's going to be a lot of loss of confidence because people spend a lot of money on physical cards, and then now it got errated, but the cards are like your cards go from 60 to 0 like real quick, right? Just by an errata change, even though the physical card itself doesn't change and stuff like that.
It's definitely
there's a lot of people in our friend group even that are just looking to sell their cards and stuff, because you never know, like what happens to the next change or the next change. It just seems to be hits against paper.
The worst part is it's already too late. I don't know if you've looked at it in the recent couple of days. It's already too late.
Look at what?
Like the prices.
They're tanking
now.
Or
so hard.
Yeah.
Staples that used to be expensive are like $40-$50 down now,
yeah, I mean, and the more they push like competitive stuff on Arena, the more those cards will get kind of drop, right? So
that's my worry.
Yeah, I mean,
when I saw that change, I was like, I'm worried that Paper Magic is just gonna be like cut out, and they're gonna use this kind of opportunity right now to like shut everything down.
Oh, definitely. This mechanic change has affected the game a lot. Like and this is just three dudes talking about it off the top of our heads. We're not even like financial experts, competitive experts, marketing experts. We're not like that. We're just three dudes, and we can see that it has changed a lot, right? However, I do want to say like another thing that this change means to me personally is it kind of teaches me something. It taught me something, and I haven't really even been playing that much aside from on Arena, right? And it taught me that like card advantage and cheating mana are so important. Like they're like the most important things.
Especially
like cheating mana and card advantage are the most important things. Like even though you try to cost it, like you got to build your deck in this way if you want a free card, right? People will do it to get a free card in their hand. You know what I mean? Right.
Yeah, for sure. Especially because we mostly play Eternal formats, right? It's so huge. Like you think that the meta games are super settled in and they're established because that's just the best deck, and then you see something that comes along like Luris, which is like one card that you play in your sideboard and it completely wipes everything because you get a free card, it generates more advantage, it gives you like lifelink as well, so it gives you like an extra resource to play with your life total and stuff. It negates the effectiveness of discard spells, and like one card in your sideboard, like it's crazy to think that could warp the game so much, right? Like it makes sense, but to think like a metagame that's been established for years or whatever, for months, and you think I figured out the best deck, and then this comes on a dime and boom, you know, Grixis Delver is the best thing in Legacy, right?
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal when these guys make cards over there in Seattle, right, what they want to do is make it so when a new card comes to the game, they want more options. But the way that this mechanic was designed, it kind of gives you less options, right? I want to play this bomb. Is it 2 mana? No. So you can't play it with Lurrus, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of the mathematical formula. If you want X, does it meet this criteria, right? And I think that's not good. I think we have enough of that with the color pie and stuff like that. I don't think we need more in that sense.
Yeah, well, look at like Jund. Like you played Jund in Modern, and like oh, Liliana and Bloodbraid Elf are like,
Anyway,
he's back.
You know, he's back. Oh my goodness. Those are like pillars of the archetype, right?
Yeah.
And they're gone. Like we don't need that. Liliana, who dat?
Who that girl? I don't remember.
Yeah, who that girl? Lurrus is Bay now.
Yeah, I know.
True.
But it's interesting that you said that. So like obviously the consistency and the deck building restrictions, and you kind of know what your opponent is trying to do. If you're playing Yorion or something, you're looking to play permanents that can generate advantage. If you're playing Lurrus, you know that you're gonna have cards like Bauble or whatever to recur and to just generate value. So you kind of understand what's going on when you can see, and they have to reveal the companion, obviously. So right away, and you can see like even on Twitter and stuff, you see a lot of pros are like, Mikey, we don't hate this. This isn't bad.
We can hear you.
What's
Mikey.
up? Oh yeah, we can hear you. Sorry, I'm just talking a lot. That's what I do.
There we go. I think my internet just restarted completely.
Smooth. Oh, did you unplug the router? Did you unplug the Linksys?
No, it's been a problem for a while now with Rogers. It's just been disconnecting randomly.
Yeah, well, turn.
Mike does work in IT, okay, so he can unplug and replug things back in.
True.
Smooth. Yeah, smooth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, you figured your sister needed to get in the room, and you're like, okay, I'll turn off the video.
She was looking for shoes.
Oh, nice.
Shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the storage.
Nothing like a 30-year-old man sharing his shoes.
That's it. Share your shoe closet with your
No
sister.
judgment here.
Listen, no judgment.
I guess to play off your point, Jeff, like I think that if a new card comes in and it's about the graveyard, right? I think it's more fun that all the other strategies decks, they're like, okay, how can I incorporate beating a graveyard into my deck, right? But when a card comes in and it's like 2 mana or less, you build your deck, how do I beat 2 mana spells? Like you don't, right? And all that actually happened is that the person with the Lurrus deck just had a huge restriction placed on their deck, and they just, to get that huge benefit, their deck just becomes 2 mana, 1 mana, 0 mana spells, right?
Yeah.
And then you're sitting there and you're like, well, there was nothing I could do about it. Like I couldn't bring in sideboard cards, I couldn't change my deck, I can't play a bomb against it because it's a free card, right? So
yeah. And you can't play your own Lurrus to beat it.
Yeah.
Like the old mechanics.
If you can't beat them, join them.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you guys like the change that they made? Like, do you really like it?
I like it, but for different reasons. I like it because I wanted to play with companions, but I don't want to play with companions with companions. So I like that. I was really excited because like, well, this is super cool, and then they blew up, and I was like, I'm not into it anymore.
Yeah, you want it to be fringe, so
yeah. So I still think they're playable in certain scenarios, and I think they did this. I think it is a good change because it's toned them down to a place where it's probably not super playable, but passable in the right deck, which I think is where you want to be with standard cards impacting eternal formats.
All right. Well, I think your logic is also fringe playable, but what about you, Mike?
I mean, I wanted to play them in a non-companion way, so
it just
kind of works out.
Yeah. Turn 2 Thalia, turn 3 Lurrus, right? Perfect plan.
I mean, or just Violin Lurrus, start recasting your graveyard.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked it. I like it because they kind of had to do it, but I just don't like that they had to do it, right? That's where I stand on it. Yeah, I like the change. Makes it make more sense, more fair, but I don't like that they actually had to errata something that's a couple months old. You know what I mean? For me, it's a little.
And they went kind of really hard at it. Like the once per game thing is actually the biggest part of it. Like they could have just gone 3 more mana, or they could have just gone only once per game, right? But they did both. So now you're like, it really pushed that card out of multiple formats.
Right.
Like I don't see Legacy and Vintage playing that anymore.
Do you see them maybe release, because they released the set on Arena earlier than Paper, obviously, like quite a bit earlier. And do you think we'll start to see them doing that like 1-2 months in advance, getting some play testing in, and then try to fix it for the print runs? Or I don't know what the timelines look like for printing. But
no, printing is like they're doing that shit. Like, I mean, they've designed the thing 4 years in advance or something crazy, right? The 2 to 4 years in advance or something like that. So I think they have everything queued up for printing. Like, you know, we're talking year or more in advance, right? So I don't know.
But don't they possible. But don't they add print runs and stuff? So would they be able to sort of, let's say, approve the prints and then have them rolled out within a 4-week period? Like, I know they do it ahead of time, but logistically, I wonder if this is something that they would be considering or looking at.
We don't know
because it looks like this isn't like a one-off situation. Like, I remember when Jace the Mind Sculpt banned, and you're like, oh my god, a card got banned in Standard. This is insane. And like Stoneforge Mystic and all that crazy stuff in that era. But now it just seems like it's common, like, to get Standard banning. So it looks like they're missing the mark a lot here.
I mean, bannings are kind of not what we're talking about here. Like, it is a one-off because they literally changed an entire mechanic that they went through with. Like, you know what I mean? This is not like a 20-year later change to a mechanic, like damage to planeswalkers or whatever. Right? This is like, we made this mechanic and we screwed up, so let's change how everything works. Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
but I
go ahead.
I guess what my point is that, like, we hadn't seen bannings for a long time, and then all of a sudden we see bannings every fucking set, pretty much, right? So it's like we had Smuggler's Copter, Rogue Refine, we had Oko and Field of the Dead, and now we have Agent of Treachery and Fires, and like it just seems like now this is like the precedent, and this is just, instead of trying to figure it out, and this is just their solution. So I'm scared that this is now going to be the solution moving forward, where it's like, you know what? On Arena, this isn't a big deal. This is our new platform, and we can just make these erratas. So I know, right now it's a big thing, but in 6 months, are they going to do it again? Is this going to be our new standard?
They could do it again.
I think one of the biggest.
I got a visitor as well.
I think the issue with that is, like, now there's more data, right? So that's how they're doing all these changes.
Mm-hmm.
Now they know, okay, we have this many decks out of this many decks playing this, and they, even since they have the tournaments now online most of the time, they can see the top decks. They don't need to go to a GP and see, like, all right, 60% of the players are playing this deck.
They don't need to wait, basically.
Yeah, it's just instant data. They can do whatever they want with it, and it's easy for them to even, like, filter it, because everything's digital. They can do whatever they want with it super fast.
Right. Sorry, I'm just going to break up the conversation here because I'm bringing my side chick in. It's an Amsterdam blonde.
Oh, damn. That was fast.
Yeah, that was fast. Good job, dude. I'm, like, here.
Thanks, man. Yeah, you said, like, lunchtime is too early to start. I disagree.
Yeah. Arby's like day drinking? That's my shit.
You, man,
I call it drink daying.
When everybody goes back to work, it's just going to be 70% alcoholics and 30% recovery.
I don't know how to go back to work. I literally cannot stand up in front of you guys because I'm not wearing pants. That's how unprofessional I have become.
I got my jams.
Oh, baby. Show me more.
It's like 2 p.m. It's like 2 p.m. and I'm in my pajamas.
I guess just to continue what you guys are saying, I feel like it was a very extreme change that they can do, yes, because of digital. And I feel like it was very extreme because it had to be, right, at the end of the day. And I think that now they are actually running into problems with making changes. Like, they're starting to feel the pains of Paper Magic and trying to make changes, right? And all the benefits that Paper Magic has, I don't know exactly how much it's hurting them when it comes to making changes or prints or, you know what I mean? Making adaptations to the environment, basically. But, like, I know Mike, since you've been playing for a long time and in tournaments and everything, like, are there other mechanics that you think they should make changes like this too?
I mean, yes, and I have some mechanics in mind, but some of those mechanics are mechanics that I use. But essentially,
go on. I want to hear it so I can use it against you later.
Everything that is like free mana should not exist.
Just abolish free mana.
Free mana should not exist. Any way of getting free mana has basically been broken. Like, if you consider Magic, everything that has free mana in it has been broken or banned. Look at Phyrexian mana.
That's true.
Look at Delve.
Yeah, okay, Phyrexian mana was a mistake.
There you go. Delve was also a mistake, apparently, because it keeps getting banned every time.
Yeah.
They let it out in Pioneer for like, what, a month or two?
Yeah. And obviously, like, Storm is like probably one of the strongest mechanics ever.
But Storm is just... Do you even see Storm now?
Well, that's the thing. Like, they don't print that anymore, so I can't really use that one, I guess. But you're totally right. Like,
well, it does play into what he said, right? Like, at that point, it was so strong. I remember in Standard playing a 8-mana dragon tutoring storm spell. Like, if you see that,
Dragon
now,
Storm?
You're like,
you're like what's the name of the spell? Dragon Storm.
But the mechanic, the free mana was so powerful. And the free cards were so powerful that they're just like, we're gonna play this in Standard. Suck the meta.
Look at even Birthing Pod, which is one of your favorite cards. 4 mana. Let's say it was not 3 mana and life, it was just 4 mana. How much worse that card would be?
Oh, definitely. Like, that card was pay some life and some mana. Like a small amount of mana, and you get like 2-3 times the card advantage of your opponent. Right?
And you could do it on turn 2. You could, on turn 2, put this thing that basically is going to grind you the rest of the game.
Okay, so then you would make changes to, let's say, Phyrexian mana, because that card... How would you change Phyrexian mana?
I would just increase the life cost.
Like 3?
3 or 4 even.
Yeah, 4 is a lot, man.
Yeah. Would you pay 4 life to play Birthing Pod on turn 2?
Yes.
So is it enough?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of... Oh, fuck. I can't turn it off, but I'm trying to think of deck ideas where we could play like Ornithopter with Mox Opal, get an early Birthing Pod out, and then pod into Death Shadow.
You're speaking my language now. You want to go on?
Let's go! That would be so sick!
That would be awesome.
But yeah, I mean, it's so hard to balance out free mana. Like, Delve is like, alright, do you remember Treasure Cruise? Like, that card is getting banned because it's so obnoxiously... Like, it's 1 mana draw 3, and for some reason, every time, it's 1 mana draw 3. It's usually not 2 mana draw 3 or 3 mana draw 3.
Yeah.
Or like Dig Through Time.
Oof.
Yeah. It's basically a modal card.
Dig Through Time is still legal in Pioneer, right?
Is it? I don't think so.
Mark?
I don't think so.
No, because the Inverter deck is much worse now. Is it?
Right.
Now I'm curious.
Maybe
you guys gotta look it up. It might be much worse because it's not a companion.
I know that they banned enough for it not to be amazing anymore. That's what I remembered.
Yeah.
Oh,
Looks
I think
like
we lost Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff is kind of trapped in time somewhere, you know? But what a beautiful frozen picture of him. That's amazing.
Oh, I think he's back.
back?
No,
Yeah, sorry, internet issues.
Yeah. I guess like one mechanic that I would change. I mean, there's a lot. Like there's so many mechanics that felt so busted. But probably like I would actually change Phyrexian mana. I just feel like Modern kind of leans really hard on that block, right? Like when I first started playing Modern, as an example, like all the cards were from that block. Like you got to get these cards from that block, right? And I feel like that they should probably make Phyrexian mana cost an additional resource instead of life, because life is free until it isn't, right? Until you need it, basically.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you would increase it to 5. Like I'm sure there are avid pod players who won tournaments with pod, who would be like, yeah, I'll take half of my life to get it on turn 2. Why not?
Like at which point is it too much, or at which point is it too little?
So I think it probably should have cost another resource. Maybe discard a card. I don't know. Like I'm not going to go through all the metrics on how we can make Phyrexian mana fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I think Phyrexian mana is something that I would change, because to be honest, it is pretty cool to get something at a discounted rate. So I don't want to see that gone forever. I agree with you in the free mana sense, but a discounted rate always feels like pretty awesome. Like, yeah, I got this card in play, now my spells are cheaper. Like, that's the backbone of many noob decks that want to like cheat mana, right? They're always like, yeah, I'm playing this thing and now my dragons are cheaper. You dead, fam.
Woo!
I mean, those mechanics they just make it so much easier for you to get ahead. Well, if your opponent is not playing those cards, if your opponent does not have Phyrexian mana and you have Phyrexian mana, you're just gonna get so far.
Well, I mean, welcome to 1v1 games, right? What about you, Jeff? Something you would change?
Okay, well, nothing I would really change, but what I'm thinking it another way, where you have these really cool mechanics that are unplayable, and is there a world where you buff those mechanics, right? Okay. Yeah, like you make things.
About mutate?
Yeah, I'm definitely thinking about mutate. I want to play mutate so bad, but like, can we like lower the mana costs or something, or like?
The thing is, some of those mutates will be ridiculous if you lowered the cost.
The draw card one would be unreal. You just like go off with it, right? If you lowered the mana cost.
Or the one that searches for a basic.
Oh yeah, the one that searches for a basic. It's like a 3/4 or something like that, right?
It's a 3/4, yeah.
But like maybe you could say something like it has a reduced rate if you tuck it under instead of on top,
right?
Type thing. Like like to have a drawback, because generally if you put it underneath, you're putting on a crappy early game creature, and then you lose the benefit of getting the stats, but you get the ability for a discounted rate or something like that. Like I'm just curious if there's these things that people would love to play with nostalgia wise that would bring a lot of excitement to older formats. Or even like things like equipments. Like there's a ton of equipments out there that are unplayable. That I think like equipment is like only playable with Stoneforge Mystic. Right? I feel like without her, they're just not playable. Like why not?
There's a quest for the relic. I forget the exact
how easily we forget about Affinity. Shame on you.
Sorry, cranial plating. That deck has died for other people's sins. Okay.
That's also true.
Yeah, you remember quest for the holy relic?
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah.
You could play that with Argentum armor.
I actually don't. It sucks because I built my Godo deck, and we don't talk about my Godo deck.
We don't talk.
But I will make an exception. But I played that card, and I actually don't know what the conditions were to actually get counters. I don't remember.
To get counters, it's whenever you cast a creature spell.
Oh, okay. Dang, I'm gonna go back to that.
You play it with like Ornithopters and stuff.
First rule of Godo: we don't talk about Godo.
And then
we don't talk about Godo.
And you play Tempered Steel too. So you have Ornithopters, Tempered Steel.
Mike, you're sounding like a conspiracy theorist. Stop it.
The spike in Mike is disappearing with COVID. What's going on?
I know what's going on.
No. Mike wants to cast Ornithopter?
Except for humans.
But you guys actually bring up a good point, right? If things get changed, if those powerful ones get changed, then other mechanics or cards that have been banned because of those mechanics that were interesting could probably come back, right? Like if Delve wasn't as powerful as it is on such powerful cards, then maybe we would see more graveyard interacting cards off the ban list, right?
Yeah, you're right. Like I think it goes both ways, and but I think it's dangerous when you start to change too many cards, right? Like this is a road that they don't want to go down.
Right.
But
they don't want to go to.
They don't want to go to.
Oh my god, the puns!
Stop bringing this up.
Are here.
Don't talk about Godo. That was a dark age in my brew. That was probably the lowest point in my brews.
Hey man, you won a game.
I did win a game. You're right. Against the 3-color Blood Moon guy who Blood Mooned himself out of the game.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Just the Godo just intimidated him so much. He's like, oh, cast Blood Moon, I lose.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you guys got anything else you want to say about this change? How it affects Magic, how it affects other things.
I think I'd have more to say if we were able to play with them in paper. I think I would be much more angry if I had invested in all these companions and all of these cards that support the mechanic.
Yeah. You invested in Oko, so technically you know how they feel.
I own six
Invest in
copies of
full art
Oko.
Okos.
I
Yeah,
own
yeah.
6 copies of Oko. Okay, yeah, I know how this feels.
I feel kind of bad because we tell him he can't talk about Godo, but we let him talk about his Oko disaster.
That's okay. That's something that happened to me. Goto, I did to myself. I did this to myself.
That's
I can
true,
take full
yeah.
responsibility for that. So we don't talk about Goto.
That's
Yeah,
true.
it's. I think Magic is in a weird place right now. Like I know I'm playing way less,
Yeah.
way less.
Yeah, I'm playing way less as well. I don't think it's because there's anything particularly wrong with the game. Like, there's actually a lot of avenues and there's a lot of interesting things going on. All the stuff you can say that happened is bad, if you want to say that, but
Yeah.
it's also interesting. Like, it keeps things
mean-
exciting.
Right now, I actually want to play Modern because they banned companions. Actually, kind of like by nerfing them so badly, they basically just took them out of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, they took him
Well,
out.
Now I actually
and
want to
stuff.
play Modern, but I can't because that requires me to go on Magic Online, purchase the whole deck when I have the paper deck, and I don't want to reinvest. And then, you know,
Yeah. I was pushing close to like 200 decks on my Tap Dad account, and I haven't brewed a deck in several months. But after the companion announcement was the
Yeah.
first time that I picked it up, and I messaged our buddy who has got a Mana Traders account. It's like, hey, like, do you still use this? Like, can I try a few, brews out? So I am actually kind of excited to get back into it, even though I wasn't playing during the companion era,
Yeah,
the short era.
short era.
Just the things that I read and saw in the deck lists that I saw events, I was like, I don't want to play against
Yep.
the same 2 decks the entire tournament. But pros loved that. They loved that. They knew exactly what was in their opponent's deck. They knew exactly what their strategy was. But I think for the average player, it's not where we want it to be.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely complicated, and it's probably way over our pay grade because we don't even work there. So,
or well,
I
actually,
worked there for
maybe-
free. Anyway, some banana bread.
yeah, tell us if it
I think
tastes
I've
like
had that
banana bread.
before. I think I've actually had that before.
I just had zucchini loaf today, so. Oh, smells like banana. Smells like that medicine I used to take as a kid.
Oh, that's a
to
good
keep-
sign.
Yeah,
That's a very
the
good
one-
I've had
sign.
that before.
Yeah, if I drank the medicine, I got to take off my helmet, so I love that.
I think I remember you drinking that before.
Oh,
Actually,
This is really good. It does taste like banana.
Yeah.
Jeez, good job, Eagle Brewery. Should sponsor us.
Hey, come on now. Don't beg for shoutouts. This is only the launch episode.
Shut up. What does your shirt say?
It says
Terry Tarantula?
Alanetanar Netahar.
wow.
Yeah, I guess we can chill out with like the detailed conversation now. You guys want to play a little bit some thought games? How about
Yeah,
that?
you've
I got
prepared
some stuff
something
for you
for us,
guys.
didn't you?
Yeah, I got some stuff for you guys. So as I
Alright,
said,
alright.
like you guys know, I kind of like to design things. I've even made like cards for us, right? And I even kind of like made my own game and stuff. So like, why don't us 3 put our collective 12 IQ together and start designing some cards based off pop culture? Let's start with let's only work on the color for now. I think it's probably a good idea. It does require you guys to know a little bit of the color pie, but at this point, I think Narc Mosewater has been like posting so much stuff online.
Did you just say Narc Rosewater or Narc
Narc
Mosewater?
Nosewater.
I don't know what you guys are hearing. It must be the internet, right, Jeff?
Yeah, Zark Duckerberg.
Yeah, so I think that Rark Rosewater, he posts so much online that everybody knows how the color pie works. So if you guys are listening, try and help us out too. Write in the comments wherever you're listening or whatever, and see if we got things right or wrong. But let's start with something easy. What color do you think a Wolverine card would be?
Red green.
Naya.
Red green.
Okay.
No white.
What
Okay,
color
yeah, maybe
and
not
why?
It's literally red green.
Why? Okay. Why red?
Well, ferocious and animal.
Ooh, ferocious. Yeah, he's half a beast and he's a fucking bloodthirsty motherfudger. So yeah, definitely red green. I could see that. Naya, just because.
I think he's more kind of like red. I think that like the beast part of him is like kind of what they did to justify him being a fucking maniac. But I feel like he's just straight up red. Like he gets mad, he attacks. He gets emotional, he gets pissed. right? But he's also not going around eating raw meat or like praying to the ancients, right? Like I don't think he's that green. I just think he's like pure red.
So you're telling me Wolverine doesn't have trample?
I think he's got first strike. All I'm gonna say is he's got first strike. It's my political answer. He's definitely. I'm not gonna talk about his trample, but he definitely has first strike.
I cannot comment on his trampling ability. However, I can confirm.
Okay. How about let's stick with Marvel. How about Doctor Strange? What do you guys think?
Doctor Strange's obviously blue. Like that's obvious.
Maybe blue-white.
What makes him white?
He's basically Dovenbon, but less shit. Hopefully playable.
Well, okay, like he's definitely blue because he messes with time and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But I guess like if he has a second color, but why white? He doesn't do like control-y stuff, does he? He does kind of like mystic stuff.
Listen, they slap white on anything just to make it playable. Like at least splash, make the people at least forced to splash it.
So we're judging Doctor Strange, saying he wouldn't be playable if he wasn't white. Wow, Jeff. Wow.
I am just saying. No, I'm saying the white as a color wouldn't even be splashable. Nobody would even register basic planes if they didn't tag it onto random cards.
Oh, okay. So
like if they didn't make Teferi also white, then nobody would play white.
What about just straight mono blue? Like he might be just mono blue, right? He does tricky stuff, and
I don't see him being red,
it's red.
green,
it's
or
red.
black.
No, it's blue-red. Actually, you're right. Blue-red.
Why red?
All the Izzet stuff is technology-based.
Ooh, true.
Oh, shit. But he doesn't. What technology? He uses like glyphs. What uses glyphs?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's also like I don't know. When I think red, I think like goblins and destruction. He's like more intelligence. So like,
maybe he's just straight up mono blue.
I guess.
All right.
I could say mono blue, and I could buy blue white.
If the listeners disagree, they can comment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Batman.
Ooh, Batman's obviously black.
Black white. No, black white.
Yeah, black white because he's got that good and the bad. You know, he's got that vigilante justice, but he's also like a rich white boy. So like.
Well, rich white boys don't make you black on the color pie, bro.
They make him white. That's why he's a black white. He's got that privilege, but he's also using it to be for vigilante justice, you know?
Well, he uses tech, so I would say he's
a cop. He's a cop, so just white. On away.
He's got to be blue.
Could be Esper.
How is he blue?
Because he uses tech.
Because he's the police.
And he's intelligent. And he solves crimes, right? He's the world's greatest detective. Bro, get your lore straight.
Get out of my face! No, he just has a lot of money and does shit that he can do because he can do it. He doesn't give a shit about the costs. He uses things at any cost, so he's black for sure.
So we went from Batman to Privileged Man, I guess.
He's black white. Like, let's be real. He's not Esper. There's
no
blue.
Actually, who I think is black white is Magneto. I think Magneto is black white because he's trying to help all mutants at the cost of humans, right? And that is what black does as a color. It sacrifices other people's well-being for its own gain, but he's white as a color because he wants to protect his own mutants. I think he's black white.
I think he needs red in there.
Yeah, no. I don't have an opinion on this, but I can get behind the black white. I want to hear the red. What your
let me hear the red justification.
Yeah, I feel like I'm the judge here, and you guys are debating. So
it's like the chaos caused by black red usually.
Black? You think he's black red?
Black red.
I mean, like the black red of him would be like the chaos he's causing all the time.
So you think he's?
That's true. He is like all about this. He's just like straight destruction. Like you think red black is like sacrifice, like he's like willing to sacrifice.
All right, how about white black, and a third color based on how he woke up in the morning. You know, if he woke up good, he's a little bit blue. If he woke up bad, it's kind of red. You know, if he's hungry, he's green. Let's go with that. Okay, here's a tough one out of Marvel. Thanos.
5 color.
Yeah, he's Maelstrom for sure. He's Maelstrom.
You think? Oh, yeah. I feel like you're getting played by the gauntlet.
That's 5 stones.
No. He's 100% Maelstrom.
I think like he's got to have white in there for sure, right? Because he's like, I'm doing this for the good of everybody, right?
But he's got blue because he's like intelligent or whatever. He's got a plan.
Yeah. He's willing to sacrifice his own
Yeah, so he's black for sure. Red because he's okay to just snap his fingers and destroy everything.
Well, red is usually like emotional. Do you think he's emotional? I don't think Thanos is
He
emotional.
cried when he killed Gamora, right? There you go, emotion.
Ooh, suck a dick.
And he raised her, so he has like compassion and stuff in a way. So it's green.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah.
He does raise.
Well, he cares
plants
about
and all that
balance,
stuff.
which would be green, right?
Yes.
Or I guess
and he
green,
does
blue,
raise,
or whatever.
He has a little farm or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's 100% Maelstrom.
All right. Okay,
It's a hard one. Come on,
Maelstrom. Yeah. If you disagree, just comment or whatever and tell me why those two are wrong.
Wow.
All right, let's dip into anime. Goku and Vegeta. Same, different.
So like Goku and Vegeta, as in like one character, like they're
Okay. First, are they the same?
No, they're not.
No, they're definitely different.
Green, white, red, white.
I think they both share a color.
Yeah.
Green, white, red, white. Whoa.
Why?
Yeah.
Green.
Yeah.
Why green?
Because green is all about community,
That's a good point. Yeah.
I feel like green is like,
and it's usually bigger than the red white creature, so it kind of makes sense because he's always stronger than him.
yo,
the guy's using mathematics.
Vegeta's more like a reckless. Yo, that's so true.
Well, Vegeta has to have like the color black in him, right? He's got to be a black man a little bit.
No, he's red.
Really.
Well,
He's all about anger.
he's
so
very
emotional.
ambitious, right?
You talk about emotions. He's like the most emotional character.
But
and
because of his
mostly
ambition, right? He's always like pissed off because he wants to be stronger than Goku.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I don't see him as black. Like I see him more as red.
So we're going white, green, white, red.
I like that. Yeah, 1+1 to Mike.
Okay, all right, Fark Posewater, if you're listening, make it happen. All right, Naruto and Gaara.
Why Gaara? Why not Sasuke? But okay, fine.
Because
Gaara.
I'm sick and tired
Gaara
of
is
hearing
like
Sasuke all the time.
Sasuke.
I don't want them near
the
each
door
other.
opens.
Okay. So Gaara is obviously has to be green base
Yeah.
because he manipulates like elements and shit. He's like man version of Nissa.
Right.
I want to say red because he lives in the desert as well, like to add to that pie.
I only watched
Maybe.
a little bit of Naruto.
Well,
so
he
I don't
controls,
know,
like-
what he became, but
He
He
controls
controls sand.
sand.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like nature. Would he be green?
yeah, I think he's green. For sure, you think he's green base, but does he have a splash color?
Green.
Like emotionally, how is he emotionally?
He's like apathetic to everything, usually, if I remember correctly. So green black.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Definitely green. Let's say mono green.
It's
We
mono
have to
green.
know.
Oh, he doesn't feel mono green though. It doesn't
No, he
feel mono
doesn't.
green.
He doesn't.
Doesn't feel.
And he's
mono
not
green.
emotional enough to be like red.
Red.
to be
He's
like
not
green
emotional
red,
to be
yeah.
red. I don't think he's good enough, like pure enough to be white. Blue.
He's colorless.
Just straight up Eldrazi. Just
Oh,
devoid.
maybe
He's just
he is
devoid. He's
colorless.
he's a green
devoid, but
devoid
he's-
creature.
Yeah, he's a green devoid creature. Boom, we got it. We got it.
Okay.
All
His
right.
lands are wastes.
All right. What about a Luffy from One Piece?
Oh, white.
Never watched that show.
Oh, so your input will be very valuable.
Mm-hmm.
I'll vote.
I think he's
Sell me.
white.
Sell
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
I think he's white, but I don't know if he's pure white. Maybe he's white green. I think he's very similar to Goku in
Maybe,
terms of his
yeah.
archetype. Maybe he's white green. Yeah.
I mean, most main characters are.
Can we just agree for white green and then we don't have to listen to Jeff's judgment?
Sure.
Damn it.
I mean, I
Fine.
think
No
Jeff
points
agrees.
either. I get 1 point.
All right. Let's start dipping into video games. Kratos from God of War.
Ooh. Green, red.
Man's not white. Man's is
No,
not
man's
white.
not
Red. Just red.
Man definitely has red base, but would it be part black or part green?
I think black is more likely
I think
because
black.
he made a deal with the god of war.
Yeah,
And
and
family.
he's like he doesn't care about like killing innocent people to like kill the gods, right? In his
Yeah, I mean, he
stories.
killed his family.
That's true.
You know?
I was thinking more like he's animalistic.
Well, he does grunt like an animal, that's for sure.
Like when I think Garruk, like if I tried to associate him with a planeswalker, I'd associate him with like a Garruk type.
Why? Because they look the same, Jeff. That might be valid.
Yeah, suck a dick. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I would think black red. This man's like obviously Rakdos. Like he's
All right,
just,
all right.
yeah, he's just like.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
All right,
It
Snake
depends
from
on
Metal Gear
which
Solid.
game he's in.
Snake?
Yeah, Snake MGS.
I want to say just white again, or maybe, yeah, probably just white.
What?
Yeah,
I think he's got to have blue in there for sure.
Yeah, for sure blue, right?
white,
Yeah.
blue then.
But not white blue control, like white blue aggro or some shit, right?
Yeah, like Azorius, like the police.
Like he's very sneaky, but
Like he's got ninjutsu.
yeah, he's got ninjutsu. Yeah, he definitely has ninjutsu, but he's not like sneaky in the terms of blue black. I don't think.
I don't think so either.
I mean,
like maybe like a blue red because he's got the tech. He's got that is it feel.
Maybe he's tricolor. Maybe he's like white black green. Maybe he's like Abzan. No, sorry, white blue green.
White
Sultai.
blue green. White green? Wait, white
White
blue
blue
green?
green.
White
No,
blue red?
White, blue, red.
Jessica?
Is what you
America? America!
Actually, maybe he's a patriot. White, blue, red. We got it.
Oh, yeah.
We got it. He's a patriot. We got him. We got him.
He's American.
All right. Here's a hard one. Master Chief
That's
from
what she said.
Halo. Good
Ooh.
one. Good one, Mike. Master Chief
Chief.
from Halo. Come on, guys. We're running out of time. Don't wait.
I feel like he's mono white.
I think he's just white. Like,
He's just mono
How do
white.
you determine-
I feel like he's Gideon. He's literally Gideon.
oh, that's true. Yeah, he is Gideon. Gideon in a spacesuit. Space
Yeah.
Gideon.
He's Gideon.
Maybe he's just mono white.
Yeah, maybe.
I just don't see him fitting in any other
Yeah, he's
thing.
not like
I mean,
irrational.
when I played him, he'd be Rakdos because I would just kill all my Marines and then take the Warthog and run away, get the sniper rifle, you know. But
Throws a grenade to on his own marine.
Maybe
as well.
he's five. You know what? He's 5-color hybrid, depending on who's playing with his joysticks.
true.
Yeah,
True.
That's it. He's 5-color hybrid. We got it. Here.
Nah, he's definitely Gideon. But actually, he's Gideon though.
Okay, all right. Let's dip into the movie space before we kind of sign off here because it's getting close to an hour. John Wick. What color is his card?
So So M21 is dogs versus cats.
Okay.
John Wick is definitely like the dog planeswalker.
Oh my god! Come on.
He is some sort of dog planeswalker, and I think most of the dogs are like white green. Why are all the protagonists like white green?
That's the archetype.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He's definitely a dog planeswalker. Choose the colors. I don't give a fuck. He's dog
He-
planeswalker.
Okay, first of all, the
All
whole
right.
movie is based on his revenge, right? That's very red. And second,
Yeah.
the man kills, and he doesn't kill like one shot to the head. You know what I mean? He throws an axe at your dick. Like,
yeah.
that's gotta be a
he is
little
a
bit
savage.
black in there.
But like a dog planeswalker can't be Rakdos. It just doesn't fit.
What about
Alright,
Mardu?
maybe it's Naya. Maybe it's just Naya.
Maybe zombie dogs. Maybe he pumps zombie dogs and makes zombie dogs.
That's dark.
That's very dark, Jeff. And I feel like you're
Sorry, you
ruining...
guys are apparently very emotionally. the
John
John Wick
Wick is a
story.
story about friendship between a man and his animal, okay? I don't want you to ruin it.
You don't think he would give everything to bring him back?
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to say Mardu.
He's-
I'm going to say Mardu, because he's got all
Mardu?
those little elements.
Okay, I'm down with Mardu.
Yeah, let's say Mardu.
Mine is still Naya, but sure.
All right. Speaking of killers, Dexter from the TV show. Man's a killer.
I want to say.
I would say
But
black
this one,
blue.
actually.
I'll say black blue, and I will tell you why.
Tell
He's
me.
like Ludovic, like that sort of like, you know, that sort of lore from like. I feel like he would be on Innistrad. He would be from Innistrad, and that's this kind of fucked up shit. You know, like he does it for good, but he's also like fucked up.
I guess.
Like
I
he
mean,
does it in the name of science or whatever.
you automatically
Yeah,
have
in
to
the name of
include
science.
white in there because he has a code, right? Like you
Yeah,
automatically
that's-
have to include white because of that. And then
I mean, he could be black with a pact. You know what I mean? Same shit.
his dark followers definitely black because it makes him do bad stuff. But he also doesn't seem like to care about power and money. So I don't know if maybe he's just like red, white.
He's
Well,
Demir for sure.
he's
He's Ludovic.
blue.
He's literally Ludovic.
He's blue because he's smart, obviously.
We can establish that he's blue.
Yeah. So blue. Maybe you're right. Maybe he's blue-black. You've convinced me, Jeff.
Oh, what up?
All right. Okay, let's do a couple more. King Leonidas. What color is he? From 300.
Pretty sure we have some red-white Spartans already.
Yeah, he's just a straight up Boros soldier.
Think so? Well, I mean, like, could there be an argument for green? Like, he cares about his kingdom. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't care that much about nature. They didn't show it. But the group, the lineage, all that stuff he cares about.
Yeah. So, like, wait, whoa, you're saying green, white?
Red, white.
Naya. Probably what? Naya.
Naya?
Yeah, red, white's Naya. Red's, white's in Naya. Yeah, my green argument's very weak. I just feel like green is
I
represented
feel like
in
he's
this.
just straight Boros. I feel like he's got to be
Yeah,
Boros.
he's probably just Boros. Okay, now let's hit close to home. Okay. I want you guys to think hard about this, the listeners as well. Kim Jong-un.
Ooh.
Let's go. Kim Jong-un. What color is he? Base white is what I say.
Yeah, I can see base white.
It's just so he has hard and fast rules, just straight hard and fast rules.
Yeah.
Would he be?
Yeah, like he follows by his code or whatever.
Yeah. Would he be like
person? Even though he's fucked up.
Yeah. Would he be like Esper?
But red. I think he's also red because he's willing to burn it all down. You know what I mean? Like whatever.
That's true.
Whatever.
That's true. Yeah.
Well, let's break it down. So he is a socialist, which could be a rule thing, right? Could be a Zurius.
Well, it could be, yeah.
But I don't killed a lot.
No, I hope he's not listening. I really hope he's not listening, but I don't think he's that smart, to be honest.
He kills people for fun, basically. And his family as well, so black, red. So 4 colors. Black, red, blue, white.
Black, red, blue, white. Everything but green, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, he has no there's no food in there except inside of him.
That's true. A green card would share their food with their people. That's for damn sure.
Facts.
Right. Okay, let's the other side of the spectrum. Trump. Base black, for sure.
America.
White, red, blue.
No, he's base black for sure. Like
no, he's black white. He's black white because of extort. He's got extort. That's like
extorting the American people for their freedom.
Yeah, that's it, right?
All right, do you guys have any? You want to do a quick one?
I mean,
before
there's one I thought of now after you said Trump. I thought of Epstein.
Epstein?
Oh, Jeffrey Epstein?
Okay. Well, red for sure because he's horny. Or it could be green. Green because they like to reproduce.
Yeah, green because just fucks everything. And I don't know what's the color pie for.
What's the one that doesn't
fucking lawless like
which color doesn't kill themselves?
Black. Black is above. They think of themselves as above the law.
Above the law?
And
yeah, like maybe black then.
Black, red.
Like yeah, I feel like he made a pact with demon to get away with all this shit.
Black and blue.
Contract was up, and then he.
Oh, he's Grixis. Straight up, he's Grixis.
Yeah, he's Grixis. Because he is Grixis. Okay, how about Ash Ketchum?
Ash Ketchum.
Isn't that like another mono white protagonist?
No, I think he's green because he like.
Yeah,
I guess he could be mono green actually.
Cares about ancestry, cares about animals, cares about nature, the group. He's green. Yeah. Would he be mono green though? Because I mean, he makes creatures fight each other for sport.
But he's a big pussy, so he can't be like a strong character. He has to be like a 1/1 or something.
Like a Llanowar elf.
Yeah.
So like, what about like
maybe
green, blue?
But I feel like he's also a lord. I feel like he's got to be like green. Maybe green blue could work because green blue because of evolve.
Oh,
let's go.
We
I think I dabbed 3 times on this podcast. Fuck, I've lost all credibility.
Magic mechanics come from real life. It's just how it works, right?
Oh, it's real life.
Everything.
Looks at Pokemon. All mechanics come from real life.
My logic is undeniable, especially if you're drinking Amsterdam Blonde. Okay, guys, I think we should head on home. Our loved ones are worried about us. You know, we've been drinking a lot. If you're listening and you like what we're doing here, please comment, let us know. Love reacts only, please. And we wanted to keep this thing going because it looks like we're going to be doing this for a long time. Doesn't look like we're going to be hanging out at pubs anytime soon, unless you live in the Christie Pitts area. That's a Toronto joke if you get it.
Yeah,
even I don't get it.
So I guess. Oh Jesus, Trinity Bellwood's here. Anyways, so before we sign off, if you guys are interested in coming back next week, I have a little bit of homework for you. So we have a bit of magic, and then we have kind of like the fun game stuff. Next week, we're going to be looking at sort of comfort with discomfort. So kind of, the current climate right now, there's a lot of things going on in the world. If you're watching the news, and we kind of feel like change is coming, and we need to be sort of open to that and to challenge ourselves to get outside of our comfort zone. So what I'm going to be doing for the next week is trying to do cold showers, which is like a simple way to just kind of shock the body and kind of be comfortable with discomfort. I know it's weird, but I'm going to do that experiment, and hopefully we can discuss something like that. I don't know if you two are interested in trying that.
We're all about solidarity these days. I'll do it with you. I'll serial killer it up for a week.
As a person who has done cold showers, I will say no.
I respect that. Well, we'll get your input next week. So
I prefer
at home want to try at least one day a week, just one day this week, try to just like go cold and see, think about your reaction, see how it impacts like your day to day. If you do it in the morning or at night, whatever you do, and then we'll maybe
talk about it next week. Yeah. All right. I like that. Yeah, change is coming right now. That's for sure with all things going on. And I hope the listeners, they kind of appreciate that we're trying not to bring in all that stuff from out there into this podcast. We just want to hang out together, have fun. Don't really want to make political statements. We support everybody doing what they feel like they have to do, but that's about it. Other than that, we're going to drink and talk shit.
Mostly talk shit.
So, guys, thank you very much for listening. Guys, thanks for hanging out. Jeff and Mike, take it easy, and see you around.
See ya.